Hello! This is the first broadcast I have for Kerbal Space Program on the PlayStation 4. I have played Kerbal Space Program on the PC a few times, I've only went through the tutorials on the PlayStation 4 here to kind of get an idea of the controls, and we'll see how this goes. New career. Title is something fun. Like that. Space ink. And a flag. Classic. A few things I have noticed differently is the resolution seems to, like the UE seems to have like a lower resolution. Makes it kind of nice, I guess, if you're sitting a little ways from your TV, but it also makes all your UE boxes kind of big. So first thing, got some contracts. Let's see. There we go. Perfect for the starting. One thing I haven't noticed that can come in kind of handy in that is, so your mouse is controlled by your analog stick, left analog stick. If you've been playing on the PC and is wondering how the controls go, it's controlled by your left analog stick, but you also have where if you move the controller, the motion sensor into the controller acts as like a, it just barely moves the mouse, which is good if like you seem to keep going by. I tend to like just get close to something, then I use the motion controller to select the part I want. Another thing I noticed is that if you just do a real quick tap on something, it doesn't necessarily always pick it up. You gotta actually push the button a little bit more. So I have our first pod here. Again, same thing with that, just use the motion sensor to drop parts in once I get them close to where I want them. Let's see, is it L1 or R1 plus the square button is to cycle through your symmetry, and then see, it's L1 or R1 and triangle is for the snap. Good. Very important. I have noticed that there's you can only cycle through one way with your multiply symmetry. I have not figured out another way to go the other way. You know, from like 2 to 3 to 4 instead of 4, 3, 2. You can also toggle mirroring with just a second. Where's it at here? The changing the symmetry around parent part and vessel was with L1 and the R3 or L3 button. Well, I had found a change between mirroring in that, and I cannot find it now. L1 and I imagine R1 as well, plus the cross button is to duplicate a part. Alright, I'm going to launch this and we'll complete our first 2 contracts. Launch, not leave. There's a few things into the PC version. You can set where your throttle starts at. I do not believe that is inside the PlayStation 4 version. I do think the version of the PlayStation 4 is a few versions back. I have not checked numbers to numbers, but I do believe it is a few versions back by the looks of it. When inside your flight mode, L3 locks your staging, and then it also brings up the little mouse cursor, which is very important here. I'd hate to launch with my parachute and engine or at the same time. And then L3 again unlocks it, we're ready to go. Circle for your SAS. You can toggle it on and off the circle key, but it's not really able to actually cycle through the different modes that I found. You have to lock your staging, go down and cycle through them once you have them unlocked. And I should have launched this a little bit more towards the water. Take out the parachute. It uses a lot of modifiers to get different key combinations. Left and right pretty much are like, kind of think of them like a shift key. So like time warp, to go to it, it's either left or right, and then your circle and box keys, or square. There we are, landed. And I did not complete one of the contracts. Did not get one of them. Should be able to do both of these from the launch pad that I have now. Do I have the decoupler? Do not, but I can get it. Oh, there's the cost. I have a mission to just test this landed on Kerbin. Hopefully it'll let me do it from the launch pad. And then also to gather some science from Kerbin. Hopefully, again, I can do that launch pad. There we go. Imagine that probably did it. That should complete both contracts and get me some more science. Science 15. We'll try and escape the atmosphere on our next flight. And I do not like doing these because not only you have to hit these speeds at these altitudes, even though I believe we could probably manage that on the way up, as long as that's tall, so we shouldn't have to actually activate it. Let's see, anything else though that might be a little better for us? We won't be able to get to orbit, so we won't pick that one up quite yet. We'll give this in here a try. Anything we can do to make these much more possible. All very important. What do I unlock on this one? Swiveling the little ones. This will make a difference with part count, but not so much with weight. Nothing. I got a part count of 30 limit. We'll let's see. Much as that one is useful, don't really become useful until you have a little bit bigger fuel tanks. I can't do it because I don't have enough. Okay, well, that'll make up my mind for me. probably actually make one of these a little bigger. See this one? Takes care of that. Okay. Any more science? I don't think. I think that's all we have science-wise. Oh no, we have the Science Junior, but we don't. We do have the other parachute, so we should be able to bring it back down safely then. No. Get a bunch of science just from taking this to the launch pad now. And then come back in and finish the rocket and get more. Pretty much everything else won't give me much of anything. A little bit, not really a lot, but every little bit of science helps out a lot at the beginning here. Put these on. You can always come down slower is better than coming down faster. Just in case if we go way out of the atmosphere, we might need that to go back in. If not, we can always jettison it. Okay. So all of that should be correct. Let's see. Thought for sure. Oh no, that was not right. May not be able to haul that all the way up there. part limit. Shouldn't hit our size limit though. Rocket now. What are we getting like part wise? Pretty much there. That will have enough force to pick me up. That should, and then we'll pull back the throttle limiters on these so they burn longer. About 33%. No, that put us over how many? 2. So simple enough. We'll give this a try. Something feels way off about the design of this, like it's not going to work anywhere near how I want it to, but the only thing you lose is a Kerbal, right? And I did not check to make sure all my staging was how I wanted it. Let's see. Good. I'm gonna launch it at the same time. If we need to adjust its throttle, we can. Everything else should be good. Probably need that. And let's adjustment, it's your rotation. Throttle is your up and down arrows. We will escape the atmosphere. Great. Perfect time to do this. And this. And an E crew report. And we'll pull this up. So we're still climbing. Ooh, we really put ourselves out there. Man, the upper high above Kerbin is at 30 or 300, I believe. Now we just gotta wait. You can't time warp any faster than this. Technically it's physics warping. There's no cycle. Good thing we grabbed the heat shield. Interesting. Those chutes are placed too low. And the long wait down again. The beginning of this always seems to have a little bit of a kind of doing very small tasks over and over and over again to get this science. Get the thermometer, which will add in more science. Adds in more science, and science is very important right now. probably we get what we need from the launch pad alone for this. So hopefully that will give us 2. Exactly looks like what we needed. This way we should be able to get to orbit now with what parts we have. With that being said, can we upgrade this? Looks like a yes. And so we can grab our orbit contract. We know we'll want that. Did not complete the other, right? Yes. Parachute one. We was going too fast through that altitude, and I got messed up with my controls. Trying to lower the throttle, ended up actually spinning the spacecraft instead of lowering the throttle. Another one of these. Again, it's at certain speeds, certain altitudes, it can be difficult to hit those without all the proper technology. It'd be really easy to do all of this with a plane. Building a plane right now might be, I don't think it'd really be possible. Testing the fleet launch site should be possible. Now to test a solid rocket booster, it means you actually have to completely launch with it. Do not think we have what we need to carry people, or Kerbals I should say. So I just have to hit these altitudes with a swivel. We could probably do that. Hit those altitudes with a swivel. I could have done that last time, but I didn't know it. Yeah, there's no speed, certain speed you have to be at those altitudes or anything like that, so that should be pretty easy to hit. So all I have to do is just go right through those. What we got? 4. Where do I gotta test this? I gotta test this at those altitudes. For a radial decoupler is a little odd. I just have to carry it up there just to carry it up there with something attached to it, and then yes, necessarily don't have to have anything attached to it. But it's hitting. Actually testing this at one of those altitudes, I'd probably have to be in orbit in something near these. Let's work with the contracts we have. Come back after that, see if there's anything good for us. What do we have? See, I know we have testing. Let's see, testing. And getting the parachute at a certain height, certain speed. We'll use a flea as a side booster. Probably wouldn't need it by now because you could probably go all liquid, but we'll use it. And then we actually have to have a swivel in space and get to orbit. Taking a while to load. Alright, first things first, we know we will need the parachute. There we go. Also going to, we'll take everything we need with us to do as much science as we can. So I'm gonna take these again. Did not grab them. There we go. Put a junior below here with the mystery goo containers on it. That should at least keep us upright when we're coming back down instead of tilting. Also need heat shield. If we're going orbital, we will need a heat shield when we come out of orbit. Decoupler. And let's see. Build us a rocket underneath this now. Looking at so far, we're looking at 11. Nowhere near the weight, but we are getting there on that part. Should be enough to get us to orbit and back out of orbit once we get up to our height. And we need to have the swivel at a certain altitude, so we'll take it along and use it up there. Keep wanting to go the wrong direction on that. Your up and down is actually left and right, and your zoom is your up and down on your left stick whenever you hold your modifier key. I would prefer it to be the other way around, with to go up and down, you know, being to push up and down on my right stick, and my zoom to be going left and right. But you cannot change the controls that I have found so far. The settings menu is very basic, so I doubt that means you can change it. Alright, and another decoupler. What we're looking at so far, 15 to 30. So we can pretty much do the entire rocket right underneath us again. Last one was a little tall. Wanted to be a little hard to handle, but I don't like making them this tall, but with these tanks, oh, we do have the radial ones now. Probably actually shorten up the top one a little bit. We'll work with it like this. Work like this. And use the swivel again for a little bit of control. Pretty big rocket. We're going to need to keep some control over it. Where we have to test the flea at the launch site. And these should be able to get us well up there. Alright. What are we looking at part count wise? 28. Carrying these for a little while, so we'll use our last two, I guess, for some aerodynamics for them. Staging, we'll actually do all of our solids at the same time. It's actually going to be the other way around. There we go. Then we'll fire this one. We need to fire it a little early. We'll set it up, and if anything, we'll just wait for these to burn out, light and drop all at the same time. Big rocket, but we'll give her a launch. Hopefully this gets us to orbit like we want. Put on our SAS. Jebediah is a little scared, I would be too. Alright, let's give it a go. Don't really have anything except the reaction wheels to control right now. Tipped ourselves over. That's not good. Well, see what we're looking like. Probably not very good after that little maneuver. I believe we just ran out of fuel in that one stage. We did. Which means we may not get to orbital on this one. I'm really worried that if we go orbital, we will not be able to get out of orbit. But should be able to complete. Although going orbital from this position up here should be fairly easy. Should also leave us with just enough to get back out of orbit. Hopefully. And that should be enough to be considered an orbit as well. So what have we not completed? Parachute. We're just going too fast again on the way up, right? No, swivel engine. We didn't get high enough. I thought it was a little lower. I thought it was 120. Parachute, we're just going too fast. We got to flee, and we got our suborbital flight. We do not have enough fuel to do our maneuvers like we need to complete this. is about 30,000 kilometers difference, so we want to make ourselves as efficient as possible coming down. We got to be able to catch that atmosphere. I suppose we can also do... I really need to do science experiments as soon as I come back into the atmosphere. I have not done the materials bay there, but I have not done the thermometer up here either. I did that again. I can't see it. I don't like that you can't really seem to time warp any faster than ×4 on the PlayStation. Even if you do warp to here when that's available, it still only warps at that speed. I don't know if I have to be higher up than what I am, or exactly what it is for that. Wrong one. You need this other one here. Where does that put us? 60,000. That'll definitely bring us to a stop there. that and try to slow down some orbital speed.
effects anymore. Slower, we should be down to parachute range. Almost. We shouldn't need that anymore. Alright, now let's see. Mystery goo container. We have not done from this height. There we go. Oh, 1,000 above ground level.
Hello, Fairy Big Gaming. And if anyone sees any suggestions they'd like to make, I'm more than happy to listen to anything that's helpful. Where's the shadow? There it is. We're getting close. Aha, there we go. Alright, where's the goo canister we haven't used? This one. So, do another goo canister. So, we'll do an EVA. Get a EVA report. Oh, there we go. And we'll take the data, store the data. Let's also get the data from here. Okay. There we go. And now we should be able to run the experiment again. Wrong one. There we go. Alright, now we have. Okay. That should be everything we can possibly get out of this mission. Another trophy. Alright. 80 science. Too bad. Now Jebediah has level 1. What did we not get to? We got the parachute mission on the way back down. Alright, so now we just have the one with the swivel. We didn't go high enough. We need to go a little further out on our flight there. Let's see, anything else? Focus. I don't want to do another one of those. From the launch site. We'll do a thud from the launch site. Okay. I could have used... would have been perfect last time. Alright, let's see. What all can we get science-wise? Useful. Probably a few things might be a little more. That could be useful. A little more than the other. That would let us do some of the others. Let's see, advanced rocketry. Did I? Oh, that's the thud. The thud's not what I thought it was. Alright, well, we'll have to take this one. It does give us the Terrier, though, and the larger fuel tank. Both are very useful right now. I have left 35, so anything that's a 45 I won't be able to do, which is all these. Alright. What was these? What was it for the thud? Was it just at the launch site? Yeah, the thud at the launch site. Yeah, I thought the thud was a solid rocket booster. Forgot about the little side-mounted ones there. Alright, let's see. Can we change on this? We don't necessarily take these off, because if we can go something liquid that's a little more controllable, I'd prefer that. We definitely don't need these. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes, with the Terrier, yeah, with the Terrier, it works, I guess, closer, it works in low altitudes, but it is only, how do I get this, there we go. If we look at it, let's see, where's the, our thrust is only 14 at sea level, which not very many spacecraft that'll be useful for. Even 60 in a vacuum, it doesn't matter how fast you go, but with the thrust that low, you just won't have enough thrust to weight ratio to probably overcome gravity. And it also is a lot more efficient in a vacuum. 345 ISP in a vacuum versus 85. So out of the atmosphere is the best place for this engine. And if you don't really care about how fast you're moving, it's about the best one, I believe, right now. 345, 300 ISP out of a vacuum, 320 in a vacuum, 305 in a vacuum. So most of these are not bad in a vacuum, but if you want to get the most out of the engine, this one here's the best right now. Which, that being said, we can, no, I took everything. I didn't want to take the engine on this. No, we're going to rebuild all of this. So I have the better fuel tanks now. Just a decoupler, alright. Part count. This is why I'm changing this out. Part count. Nope. Modifier. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So that is our orbital stage. That should give us the most out of that fuel possible. Now, one thing I do, let's see. What I have right now is I have a limit of 30 parts, so the reason why I rebuilt that with the bigger fuel tanks is that 2 of these is a lot better for me than 4 of these, even though everything's pretty much the same, but I'm hitting my part count limit. don't quite want to upgrade the launch pad if I don't have to yet. No, VAB. I don't quite want to have to upgrade the VAB if I don't have to yet. Oh, more fuel tanks. So that's why I changed them out. That'd be too big, too tall. What does that put us at? 18. Now, is there a, with the PC version, there is a button you can push to just grab anywhere on the rocket and lift the whole thing. Is that possible on the PS4 that anybody knows of? Because right now, I just have to grab the whole thing and move it up. It's very helpful whenever you're already at the bottom to be able to push some kind of combination and lift the whole craft. Alright, so now for liftoff. It's a little better at sea level, but having a little bit of control. No, I'll use the Reliant because I need to use. I need these. Seems like I'm gonna need a little more than what I got. Just don't think that's gonna be enough force to lift me up. So what are these? $108, so that'd be a little over 400. 600. What's the overall weight of this? 20. It might work. Might be able to lift us. Oh no, is that going to be enough? Give it a try. Do we have the things to help pull this up? I do not. Don't think I have anything here useful I can change. I think this is going to be enough thrust, but we'll give it a try. Well, that's definitely not going to lift us. There we go. That might do it. So we'll give this a try. Hopefully it works out good for us. It lifts. Not too bad either, actually. That's why I needed the swivel there. I looked in there and I must have missed it. I didn't see anything to grab to move the entire craft up. I'll have to check again when I go back in. I may have just overlooked it because there is quite a few of them there. like for this to be lifting me a lot faster because I don't, yeah, it's not enough thrust to weight. I'm getting my speed up, but now I don't have what I need to get there. So I am increasing in speed. So this does have enough, pardon me, this does have enough at this altitude to push me. But there's no way I'm probably going to be able to get in orbit with this. You just don't see this is gonna get me where I need to go. No, it's doing great on fuel efficiency. I might be able to do it. We did make orbit with it, but we forgot what we needed for this other mission was the swivel engine. I didn't need to swivel for that, so when I changed out the Terrier, I missed my ability to complete that one. But maybe there'll be another mission we can pick up for something up here. Can you hear me fine compared to the game volume? Or is it maybe quiet? Am I a lot louder than the game volume? Anything like that? right now. So it's all just bringing this back down. Let's see. Number fuel amounts here. Other thing I wish settings is that there was a setting for the nav ball to stay up inside the map view instead of I have to open it every time. So I'm less loud than the game. I'm not. Need to be a little louder, or where's that put us? It's at 50. That'll work. Let's see. That'll get us down there. Quite a ways to wait though. Hopefully the power doesn't go out. We're starting to get a little bit of a storm outside here. Somehow my periapsis is climbing. Interesting. I wonder if it's because I'm rotating. Or if it's just some kind of number error. Ooh. I'm just going to use the last of my fuel to kill off what velocity I can. Jettison this and use air resistance for the rest of the way. I have had before, yeah, electric charge really going down. I have had before where I was able to slow down the craft enough and come back down to where it didn't even have any Mach effects, any heat effects at all off of extra fuel, which means I over-designed the craft for what I was doing. But if you design it right, you really wouldn't need a heat shield. I do think this is a few versions behind the PC version, because on the PC version you can just set it to hold retrograde and it'll, you know, only do movements when it needs to keep it from you know, moving off of your marker on reentry. But with this version it seems to go crazy trying to hold one spot, and it eats away your electric charge really fast. Which doesn't work too bad if you put it on just stability, I guess. There's my fuel tanks, it looks like going down. Should hit the ground any moment. There, it all exploded finally. Once your chute's fully deployed, you're usually safe. Physics warping all the way up. Some larger craft may not be, but smaller ones like this, you can definitely physics warp it as fast as it goes, and I always stop it before it gets all the way to the ground. We're down. Let's get some science from this place. That was a lot of flight just to get science from here, but we're kind of messed up our missions and anyways, so sure, why not a crew report? There we go. At least get us something, even if it's not necessarily everything we wanted. And it gave us a little bit of science. See, 59, everything we'd be able to get would be something here. This would let us take people to space, which would get us a little bit of money. It also gives us the launch stability enhancer and strut connectors, which are very useful right now. These are nice to have, but don't really have much use right now. Later, though, they become very, very useful. Let's go ahead and use that. Okay. Everything should be from right here. These are the only biomes we visited here. Let's see, what missions did they have for us now? Nothing really good. What's the VIP's destination? We could possibly do that one, I guess. A little bit of money. We'll do this one, and we'll use this as a chance to give some experience to one of our others as well, because the capsule should be for 2. command module. Utility right here. Here we go. So yeah, mirror symmetry is L2. See, I don't see an option in here to move the entire vessel up and down, or to just move the entire vessel around. I mean, there's not even the option for toggling between mirror and regular mode, but you can do that as well. So that's not a full, not all the controls are inside this, just the normal ones, I guess. Pretty much the necessary. Alright, let's see. What's the tolerance of this? Crash tolerance 40, so yeah, parachute should definitely be able to bring us down enough no matter what. Let's see. I'm gonna do this different than the last one to where it's actually gonna work a little bit better. For the swivel, so I kind of need to use it out there. Otherwise, I would put the Terrier on here. vehicle here. I'm looking at part count wise. 16. So right now we're doing good. Just seems so tall. Need Bob to get some experience. We'll have some use for him later. Yeah, I didn't need the thuds this time to complete the, I don't need the thuds. I had a mission for the thuds, which is why I used them. So I don't need those, so I took those off. I don't have fuel lines, so I can't asparagus stage this, otherwise I might do it a little different. Just hopefully, you know, I'm going to add another fuel tank on top of both of those. Let's see. There we go. So that should get that up. I also changed out we're not really doing a science one on this. We're transporting a tourist, and I'm also taking the scientist up for some experience at the same time, just kind of a 2-in-1 mission. Having a scientist with experience comes in handy later. Not really useful now, but might as well give the fuel some use. So we have that, and then I also changed out this engine back to the swivel because I have that mission to test the swivel at a certain height above the earth. So, or Kerbal, I should say. Everything I need? Power decent fins. What am I looking like part-wise? Not really. This makes the fly better. It's a lot more efficiently with other designs, I know, but most of them require parts I don't have yet. All of that. No, let's move this up. Let's move it up. Kick on that. Anything else? part of it also is having the limits that are there at the beginning, trying to work with those. Try not to get this too far over because it is very long and will take very quickly. Unfortunately, this is at night. Still just flying towards me. It's helpful to sometimes be able to see what the graphic looks like. Whoa. Going a lot faster than what I need. Way too far up like that. Alright, space, I should just be able to tilt this over now. That was not an optimal flight, that is for sure. That would be the end of that stage. Throttle almost didn't want to cut off. So that should complete both. Yep. Completes both. And being an orbital flight should also give everybody the experience that I want them to have. Hello. I always seem to somehow get on the dark side of the planet. I'm not really sure how. I do wish there was a way you could time warp a little bit faster. Because I might have enough fuel to bring the apoapsis all the way down and in, but it'd be a lot easier for me to know for sure I have enough fuel if I come all the way around here to the apoapsis to pull the periapsis, which is already much lower, and it's about half the height. And this is where I miss the ability to actually time warp instead of physics warp. Unless I'm missing something somewhere. Do I need to be much higher above Kerbin to time warp, or? I don't see anything. Of course I can't choose warp to here right now either. You know, on the PC version you can just, anytime you're above 70,000 kilometers above Kerbin, you can do an actual time warp, which is a lot faster than 4 times physics warp. I don't seem to be able to do that on the PS4 version here, which means you have a lot longer wait times. Guess I could probably try it this way. I'm going to see if I can go back to the Space Center and time warp from in there a lot faster and actually get it to work. And don't show your periapsis and apoapsis in here though, so you gotta be careful. Oh, I changed focus. That looks like it. Oh, no, there it is. Now we can see her. Perfect. Much better. Even better. There we go. And hopefully I just don't warp this too far. Alright. Gets us close to the atmosphere. Of course, because I tend to always seem to get all my flights into the dark. We are coming in into the dark. Stage right below me that was hitting the ground. Hey, I think I managed to be out over water. I was worried I might be over mountains or something. You really don't need SAS anymore. Now I do wish I would have at least brought a mystery goo container, a thermometer, and on this flight, but I didn't. Oops. But we can at least get a crew report from out here. I have not got a crew report from the water yet, I believe. Yeah, I have not. So at least got a crew report. Alright, now, before we start building, let's see if we have any useful contracts. So now I'm going to try building a craft to do a scientific flyby of the moon. Focused. Just don't have any good missions we can do, but if we make a flight to the moon, then we'll start getting some missions for that. We'll need a man module for someone to fly in. Science mission, so we will take this. along with us. You. Thermometer. Let me not properly deploy now, I don't know. Do know, I only need one of these. I don't have any of the big tanks, so. That'll be for as long as we don't have to use this to get ourselves orbiting. That should definitely be enough to get us out to the moon and back. You know, really, we haven't done a high over Kerbin either. Just a very high altitude. That. drop me slightly to that side. And hopefully this goes well. Not as well as I expected. There's no way this is going to work out right. Great. Why did we just swing back the other way? Not going good. It's called an aborted flight. No, probably should have shut off the rocket before I disengaged it. But hey, it's actually reaching up there now, isn't it? Really looks like it's moving. So either it's going around the Earth or it's right there. It's right there. Well, I didn't make it very far from the KSC. But I guess we can get all kinds of science from the waters out here. There we go. Oh, we turned a completely failed mission into one that wasn't such a big failure. That's always a good thing, I guess. And Jebediah survived. Alright. I think we'll take a break here until later.